Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and another card making video. Today I am making a card with lots of texture featuring stencils, dies, and stamps from Trinity Stamps. So let's take a look at this lemon and leaves stencil set from Trinity that I will be using today. There are 4 stencils in this set, the one with the lemons. There are 2 stencils that make leaves and 1 that makes the branches. You can layer all of these together to create one amazing background. Today I'm just going to do the lemons and 1 set of leaves. For the lemons, I'm starting with a very light yellow color, crisp dye ink from Altenew in Citrus Burst. I'm going to cover up one of these lemons to show you it start to finish so you can see how the process goes. So now that I've covered the entire thing with the lightest color, I'm coming in with my medium color and adding about 2/3 of the lemon with this ink, covering 2/3 of the lemon with this ink, and then about 1/3 with the maple yellow. I'm going to finish the rest of these lemons the exact same way. And then once I was done, I decided I needed a 4th and even darker color, honey drizzle, to just put a little bit of darkness on one edge. So maybe like 1/12 of the lemon. I took that same ink and smooshed it down onto a piece of window plastic or acetate. I wetted that with a paintbrush that has kind of a scraggly edge, and I'm dragging that across the edge of the plastic to create splatter on all of these lemons. Now, this is going to give the lemons a bit of texture like lemons actually have. But you know me, I love splatter, so if a little bit of splatter is good, then a lot is even better. So I am using some white acrylic paint, watering it down only slightly with a bit of water, and splattering that on each of the lemons as well. Can you see my little mug there that I keep my water in for painting? It says, "I craft so hard I sweat glitter." Do you love that? Found it at the thrift store, and you know, I had to have it. So it's now my little companion for water when I am doing such things as splatter. For my third layer of splatter, I am using almond butter ink. It's a golden brown color that is perfect for this lemon project, giving it that dark little something that it needs. There you can see how amazing those lemons look with that ink blended background and the splatter on top. Now these stencils have etched lines so you can easily line them up with each other. So I just stenciled the lemons, and I'm going to take the stencil that has the etched lemons in the background, line them up with the lemons I just stenciled, and now I can stencil on these leaves. Now for the project I'm doing, it doesn't exactly matter that they're lined up, but if you were going to proceed on with the other 2 stencils, the bigger leaves and also the branches, you're going to want to make sure that those are going to be lined up. So now I am just going in with my lightest color, bamboo ink, and then adding a little bit of shadow with moss ink on each of those leaves. I did all the leaves exactly the same, and now it's time for splatter. So I am using the moss ink first, and this is going to dry back a pretty light and subtle look for the leaves, as well as using the same color of yellow on the lemons did. So I like to bring in something that pops a little bit more. So again, I'm bringing in that almond butter color and splattering these leaves with that as well. And the look that you get and the depth and the texture that results is stunning. It's worth that little bit of extra time, and splattering is so much fun. I love it. So here's the finished background that I'll be using today. I will give you an up close look at all of this splatter so you can see just how yummy it is. I hope you agree with me because I love it. All right, so I wanted to give this background a little bit of pizzazz beyond the stenciling, so I brought in my black licorice silk from Spellbinders, and I'm splattering that all over the top. I wiped a little bit off so that I could get more fine splatter. I didn't want big clumps. So there you can see what it looks like with the added black on there, and that silk has a little bit of iridescent shine to it as well. All right, this is the Summertime Sips die set. You can use this cup by itself to get a solid background, and then you can use them together to get a frame when making a shaker. I also die cut the solid piece in window sheet. I have some ice cubes there, die cut from vellum. I have the whipped cream die cut from some glitter cardstock, the domed lid from some clear plastic window sheet, and then the straw I am die cutting from some black and white striped paper so I can have a super cute black and white striped straw. I'm going to tape that in place and die cut it out. Now it's time to create the background of my cup of lemonade. So I'm going to use the same 4 colors of yellow ink from Altenew and create an ombre effect. Now the ink pads that you get from Altenew, you can buy in sets of 4 that range from lightest to darkest, and they all work together. So they're great for things like this and layering stamping as well. So I'll finish that off with honey drizzle at the bottom of the cup, but I really felt like this cup needed a little bit more color. So I actually went over this a second time with all of the colors, and I loved the result. And now it's time for, you guessed it, splatter. I really felt like the drink needed some splatter in it as well, so I did honey drizzle. Of course, the white acrylic paint, which is just a cheap paint you can buy at Walmart, the Dollar Tree, wherever you buy acrylic paints. You don't have to have something fancy, or use something that you have, like white ink refill. Now I have some citrus, lemon citrus, I don't remember the name of that, yellow silk, but I will link it for you below, as well as sparkle silk over the top. So this has a ton of sparkle, but so much of it's going to be covered up, so it's okay to use a lot. I'm going to set that aside to dry and build up my shaker window. So I have this frame cup piece that I'm going to go ahead and glue the window sheet to the back of, and I'm going to make sure that the window is lined up perfectly with the frame so I don't have any of it showing from the front. I'm going to set a heavy block on that to dry, and then when it was dry I decided if this was like actually a clear cup, you would see yellow on the front, not white. So I just masked off the plastic and used the residual ink on my blending brush to ink that up. Now I've created a reservoir of foam strips around this frame so that I can add my shaker elements and they will not escape. You just want to make sure that all the ends of the foam strips are touching. You also need super thin foam strips for this cup because the edges are quite narrow. So these strips worked out great. I will link the ones I used below. So now I have these vellum ice cubes I'm adding, and then I'm going to add on the whipped cream. I almost forgot about it. I'm going to glue that to the back of the cup, and then I will bring in my most fabulous shaker elements. These are lemons I got in my order from Trinity Stamps. So when you order from them, a lot of times they send you like a little sampling of embellishments. So this is one that I got. Now in the actual shop there are some lemons and things that are very similar, and I will have those linked for you as well. Then I added on the backer, and I was so excited about this lemon shaker that I forgot to add in my super cute black and white straw. I was so devastated, and I decided it was time to do some card surgery. So I am pulling the backing off of my cup and trying to insert the card in there and get it at an angle that I like without ripping it off too much. It was super stressful, but I got it in there, and afterwards I felt kind of like this. Yeah. It's stressful. All right, so now moving on and adding the domed lid. I used a 1/8 of an inch strip of double stick tape to stick down that plastic lid, and it worked perfectly. Next, I have these etched edge A7 stacking rectangle dies to die cut out a panel for a 5x7 card. Now these leave an etched line around the edge that is amazing. I love it. Now I have the largest frame, and I'm going to die cut a few sizes down from the middle. So when I adhere my background to this, I'm not going to waste all that paper in the middle. I can use it for something else. So when attaching this, you just want to make sure you don't put adhesive in the middle. at least not yet, to glue it down to that frame. Next, I have this Slimline striped die set that I die cut the word yippee from using some black glitter cardstock. And now it's time to stick all the things down to the card. So first goes my cup of super yummy lemonade, and I will stick that down so it is almost flush with the bottom of the card. And then my little die cut word will go over the top of the cup. I don't know why it says yippee, but I love it. It's really cute. So I did save the little dot to the eye, which by the way is called a tiddle, T-I-D-D-L-E. Yeah, it's a super funny word. And next I'm going to add a sentiment. This is the Summertime Sentiments stamp set, and my card will now say sending sweet summertime sips. I'm going to glue that to the top of the card right across the straw there, and it's going to hang off a little bit, so I just trimmed off the excess, and then I added that to a 5x7 card, so it starts out as 7 inches by 10 inches, and I scored it at 5 inches. I had a little bit left of that stenciled background, so it was the perfect accent for the inside of this card. And I thought I was done, but there's always room for gems and rhinestones, right? So these are the Citrine Gems. I love all of these gems or rhinestones in this collection. They are iridescent, they're a little bit translucent, they're in different sizes. I can't say enough. They're one of my favorite new things, and I've been using them a ton. I added 3 to the top left corner and 3 to the bottom right corner. I did add a glue dot to the straw and pressed the lid down to that clear lid, and it helped hold it down so it wasn't flapping around. Next, I have a super skinny strip of the same glitter paper in black that I added below the sentiment for that final finishing touch. And that is today's card, which by the way is inspired by one of you who said I should use this lemon and leaf stencil to make a lemonade card with the Summertime Sips die set. That's what I did. It was very inspirational, so thank you for the challenge, and I hope you like this card as well. I just want to thank you for stopping by. I love sharing my creations with you, and I love to hear from you, so leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you all again on the next one, so feel free to subscribe. I'll see you then. Happy stamping. Bye.